Oh, good morning. Welcome to day 12 of biking to California. Wait, Kalen, is that a clean shirt? Whose shirt is that? Did you take a shower? Are, where are, you're drinking out of a glass mug? Oh, what is that, blood? No. Last night, this lovely, lovely family who live in this home, the Lebels, invited me to stay here for the night. Isn't that the most amazing thing? I parked it up right here. Such an epic spot. It is kind of late. It's already closer to 1 o'clock. It's been an absolutely amazing morning. And in fact, I even have some clean laundry. I don't know. Make these things too fancy. Oh, wow, that is fancy. It's crazy that this happened right then yesterday, because I was feeling quite dirty, quite disheveled, quite like, oh my gosh, I just need to like clean up a little bit. And it just happened. If you watched yesterday's vlog, you saw they invited me to dinner, and I've got invited to join this family for dinner at this Mexican restaurant. And then one thing led to another, and I ended up back at their house. So nice, so nice. How's it going over here? How's it going?
And the vein of it is writing captions. The pictures is easy.
Pictures is easy.
Yeah, it's the writing the captions that takes so long. You gotta make sure you get people's names right, and where they're from, and all that stuff.
What are you captioning right
This
now?
is what I shot yesterday. This is all. I'll just show you quickly. I had to shoot the ghost players at the Field of Dreams yesterday.
Oh, that's super cool.
Yeah, I got to go where they never let you back in there. MLB doesn't. So I just went with these guys and they said, okay, it's a lot. I work for a lot of big newspapers, and I cover things and have to, they want you to produce, 1 or 2 or 3 good pictures. It's what's interesting is a small town, the work is harder, because I end up having to shoot. We'll put up a gallery. We might do as many as 10 or 12 pictures.
Wow.
We'll run a picture page in the newspaper, then we'll run, 7 or 8 or 9 pictures online, and we don't run pictures unless we have somebody's name, so because it's important. Small town newspapers, names are really important, and they're important for anybody. But so it just it's really time consuming. It's interesting is that in many ways working for large newspapers like I did was a lot easier than working for small newspapers. This is a lot tougher, and I think there's actually greater accountability too, because these are the people that you live with and work with, and if you don't, if you get their name wrong or you say something that isn't true about them, you're going to see them at the grocery store or the gas station. So that's why it's important, So
How do you find their names?
Well, I mean, that's what you can see by my scribbles that I have a lot of notes. And the hard thing is when there's like a game going on, you have to try to find the people quickly after you made the picture and try to see if you can get their parents, so try to get their names. So I was just looking at this, and if I was ever telling somebody when going to an event, if you want to get chosen to get photographed, wear red.
Really?
Because it stands out. It's easier to find a kid wearing red against a green background. And so you sort of notice that, and it's easier to focus on that person and watch what they do than it is to just try to pick somebody arbitrarily.
Interesting.
So, the whole thing is that you want to show action, you want to represent the event, and if it's fun, you want to show that it's fun. You want to have a lot of faces. You want to have, when you look at this and you want to feel good about it, and make you actually wish you were there. So that's the mission of it. That's what I've been doing all my life, pretty much. But I kind of retired from shooting all this stuff, and I was a photo manager for so many years. That's what I was, director of photography, and so now I've kind of went full circle back to how I started, back to small newspapers.
The hero's journey.
Oh gee, it's challenging, but it's fun. I don't know if I have the stamina to keep doing this. And plus, I'm just slow. I'm a slow writer, and I'm slow with captions, and that's all right. Gotcha. If you're working for a magazine, you can probably get away with that. But when you're working for a newspaper, you can't be a turtle. You got to be a little faster, faster than I am anyway.
Do you want to talk about your other life's work to the
Sure.
audience.
Yeah, you can sit down. Pull up a chair. I guess I should swap places with you though, since you're going to use light. It's just you're going to be more apt to getting more light on me than if that. Otherwise, I would be totally backlit.
It's very true.
You know, being the photographer that I am. Pull up a chair, and that would Vince Scully always said, pull up a chair.
Okay, so this is your book.
Yes.
This is your life's work.
And that's my mother.
And this is your mother.
My young mother.
And so this book's called Bridges and Angels, The Story of Ruth. And Ruth's the name of your mother?
Yes. Her name was Janetta Ruth, but we use Ruth. Name Ruth.
And so what is the basic story of this book? The teaser.
The story is about being in a flood, a terrible flood that actually killed probably 8 or 10 different people, young boys, Boy Scouts actually. Yes.
What are you doing now?
Doing an interview.
What?
Doing an interview.
Oh, sorry guys.
Yeah. Okay, so anyway, it's a very personal story because it's something that I lived through. And
So
it's something that I'm sorry?
It's real.
It's very real.
Yes.
Yeah, the first half of this book is nonfiction. The first half of this book is really about, you know, going through this terrible flood in 1969. And it was, you know, at the end of it, I was, you know, we were rescued by a helicopter barely before we died. My mother was trying to save my sister, and she ended up losing her grip on what she was holding onto a tree limb or something, and she was swept away, and we never found her body. And so there, you know, it's presumed that she died, and likely that she did, likely she drowned. But there was a small chance that she didn't. There was a small chance that she could have survived. And, you know, people get amnesia, they become, you know, I would say lost. They become separated from families. They don't, you know, and some of them spend years in nursing homes and places like that because they lost their memory. And that does happen to people. So it's a far-fetched idea, but it was on that idea that I decided that I was going to write this book, and then I was going to make it have a different ending than the one that I was living with. And that's part of I would say the therapy for a lot of people. When you go through a lot of trauma and you suffer grief, you know, you learn to cope with it in different ways. And one of the ways that I coped with it was to write about it and to share about it, more so than the rest of my family. Actually, they don't talk about it much. Oh. So I've written stories before about my mother and about the flood. But in this particular book, I spent a lot of years, in fact, off and on, probably 25 years writing it. I would pick it up and put it down, pick it up and put it down. But I was determined that I was going to get it out there and to honor her life and to allow my children, my grandchildren, to get a chance to know their grandmother or their great grandmother. They'll get a chance to know who she is, you know, and you know, so that's kind of what drives it. And I had a good friend. I have a good friend who's a very good writer. He's actually written a lot of very successful books. And when I told him the story, he told me to write it as a memoir, just as it really happened. And I told him I didn't want to do that because I said I already knew the ending. I've already lived it. I already know what happened. That doesn't help me or anybody else. So I said I want to write it with a different ending. I want to write it with an ending that I can live with. And that's really what this book is about. So it's I've written 5 or 6 or 7 nonfiction books. This was my first attempt at fiction. It's called fiction because half of it is. So I'm in you know, sort of uncharted waters here for me. You know, I feel very comfortable writing nonfiction. I've written, like I said, books like that, but I've never written a novel. So this was my first attempt, and hopefully I'll do more. Initially this book was twice twice as many pages. In fact, I had to cut it in half and try to weave it together because I just felt it was going to be too overwhelming. So, you know, Lord willing, I live long enough, I'll probably have the sequel to it, which.
Oh, really? A sequel?
Yeah. So there's actually we'll go into the lives of the two of the two young men in here. And I would also say, just I guess, this probably goes without saying with most authors, is that a lot of it's very autobiographical. I mean, I lived through a lot of, even the fictional stuff I kind of lived through, even though he's somebody else's character, you know. And I've been, this was my son Bergen or something.
Okay.
That's what he's going to call it now. Hello. I guess what I was telling you, what I was saying is that when I look at this book, I mean, honestly, every character is part of me. Or maybe I should say I'm part of every character. And that is, there's people there that are good and there's people there that are not so good, and all those people represent a part of me, just like every human. We all have good and bad in us.
Okay.
And so there's two characters that are very extreme. Daniel is one and Sean is the other. Sean, I in order to write this, I had to picture somebody that I know very well, and I just almost wrote about him because, quite frankly, he was very unkind and a very selfish guy. And Daniel was the other guy. So, and I know another guy named Daniel, who actually knew a friend named Dan, who was very much like this character. So what I did is sort of exaggerate both characters and realize that, again, both of those characters are really me to some degree. So most people won't admit that. So I think there's some depth to it, and I think that, again, if I get the sequel, it's more about Daniel and Sean, and particularly Daniel's rise from a divorce, a bad marriage, you know, and then his search for life, and then finding this guy, and he ends up becoming a Christian and changes his life, and that leads you into kind of what they end up being. So hopefully I get that done some point. I'm a slow writer. It might take me another 25 years. I'm gonna have to live 20 years just to finish it.
Why did it take so long?
Just because I have a job and work,
Sure.
and if I was, a very famous author, then you could just quit and work on the book. But
Buy the book.
Yeah, I was always that's right. I have a lot of them. No, I mean, I was always working. I had a variety of jobs, and I worked at newspapers and newspapers and magazines and TV and teaching. I taught at four different universities. So you're preoccupied. So what you do is you find the time you can in increments, and you write. And I guess maybe even there's something deeper than that I don't think I ever really wanted to finish writing it.
Oh.
Because as long as I could write this, then it was still, my mom was still alive. Okay. The characters were still very real. You don't want to end that. It's like watching it's like I watch Lonesome Dove every year. I don't want it to end. I don't want Gus to die. I want to keep going. And so when you write a book like this, a lot of authors will probably tell you this, you become so engaged and familiar with the characters that it's like living another life. I mean, it really is. When you go working on this, it's an escape from the life you're living, and it's a fantasy, and you almost become dependent upon that. It's an interesting. I think there's probably a lot of writers that don't live in reality. They probably live in this alternate universe where they write with their characters.
How did you come to terms with finishing the book?
Well, I finished it on Christmas Day, and it was this great Starbucks when I was in Kent, teaching in Kent. So before I went to class in the morning, I'd spend several hours at Starbucks, and it was kind of upstairs, and it was wood, and it was just a cool place. So I would work and finish there, and I finished on Christmas Day. I don't remember what year it was. And it was great, because when I finished, I just finally, it was like all the air went on the balloon, and I was exhausted, and I just sat there and wept for a while. I thought, boy, this is so, because more than anything, it's just the reality of it hit me, that this is not true. The end of it is, it could be, the end of it's fictional, and so now I have to deal with that. Because it's a strange process, it really is. I told this story to my wife. I told the story to Erin before we were ever married. We sat and I talked to her, and I just told her the story, and she said, "Oh my gosh, this is going to be a great movie." And I still think it would be a great movie if I knew a screenwriter. I don't know screenwriters. I'm not in that group. But if somebody thought it was serious, would look at that and find the potential. But I do think I've always thought it would be a good movie because I write, as somebody said, I write like a photographer, and I do because I'm a visual guy, and so the book is very visual, because that's the way I am. So keeping that in mind, it would easily translate into a movie. I was aware of that when I was writing it. And so anyway, who knows? Maybe it will be. Maybe you're the one that's going to put it out there.
Maybe.
All you people in blog land, this is the guy, man.
If you have a piece of advice to give to an audience, what would you give to them?
A piece of advice. I've asked other people that question many times, and I don't know that I've ever been asked it of myself. I would say, Jesus said it best. The meaning of life is it's more blessed to give than receive. That's the greatest advice that I can give, and I wish I had coined it. I didn't. I'm just repeating it, and that's what I've learned is that true knowledge comes from others. It comes from listening and observing and being involved with others. And if we will slow down and do that, and truly believe that it is more blessed to give than receive, and then practice that, you'll never be depressed. You'll never be unhappy. You'll never be unfulfilled. And that if people would learn that early in life, their lives would be so much better, and so would the lives around them, the people they touch.
That's awesome.
That's would be my advice.
Sweet. Well, if you guys want Bridges and Angels, the story of Ruth, a novel by David Lebels, I'll leave it linked in the description. It's been amazing.
All right, my friend. It's you never know who you're going to meet.
You never
where
know.
You're going to meet them, and what the impact they'll have on your life. So
Amazing.
I truly feel that we've been very blessed to have you.
Thank you.
It's good.
I'm blessed to have you guys.
Even though you do have hair,
All right.
All right, so my phone down here.
And then the raw honey. Don't eat any of these raw honeys because Henry eats them with a spoon. This is the communal raw honey.
Okay. Super epic.
You have to use a longer spoon to get down in there.
Cool. So their son, he forages mushrooms, and so he made mushroom tea. Oh, it smells so good.
It actually is the thing that gets us over COVID when we get sick.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this
I
is.
don't know what mushrooms are those that you put in there.
These are reishi, is what he
the
said.
reishi, and then
Reishi.
these other ones. This is what actually.
Wow.
When we lived in Athens, the turkey tails.
You got turkey tails too.
These are ones he dried. Turkey tail mushrooms.
That's so crazy.
Scientists are researching. They have an impact on the COVID virus.
Really?
So
Can I
we
just
we make
munch
a
that?
tea. No, you gotta steep them.
Oh, can I not just? I
you
can't just.
You could try, but it would be kind of weird.
Oh yeah.
They're
They're
really
a little
good
hard.
though. Like if you put them in even just like a little saucepan and you just simmer it on the lowest temperature for a very long time,
Mm-hmm.
then you put that with honey. You strain it and put it with honey, and it's so medicinal.
Really?
Yeah, you put the garbage is there.
What's that? What is that?
You try the turkey tail mushroom. Chewing on it, which is not good. Now we know.
Spitting it out.
Yeah, you can throw it in the pot though. I mean, the other one if you have the other one in your hand. But
That's true.
let me get a spoon. I can't find our ladle.
So this is a dried out rice. Was it reishi? Right? Reishi.
I mean, it looks like you should
It's a
say
mushroom.
Reishi mushroom that Henry foraged. Isn't that beautiful? It's crazy. It's so big.
yes. And the yellow ones are beautiful. If you,
Yeah.
if you can see those.
Look at the hips on that thing.
You can see the golden oyster mushroom. mushrooms, they are stunning. These are the ones he left for you right here.
Oh yeah, he was gonna give me some.
This is your own personal.
This is my own.
mushroom.
Wow.
And then these are
can I
the.
just-
No, I don't think so. I think I have to cut it with a knife and steep it. But these are golden oysters. And
Okay.
they're so good if you rehydrate them and you put them, like if you cook rice or something to go with them.
Yeah. Huh?
They're delicious. Henry sautés them. He's a big, he eats tons of butter. So you can do coconut oil,
Okay.
which is what I do.
That's amazing.
Yeah, you could do that over a campfire.
Yeah, I totally could.
And it's free. They're everywhere.
They're every. Oh yeah, you can just pick them. He says they're just on the side of the road.
Don't eat toadstools, though.
Just try not to die.
That has been the one that's been the most abundant since we've been here. The golden oyster.
Okay.
Gotta be a treat. What do you want? Lip smacking, patty whacking, alka-zacking, cracker jacks, candy coated popcorn, peanuts at a price. That's what you get with cracker jacks.
Oh. I'm gonna live to 150 now.
It's what?
I'm gonna live to 150 now.
I'm no fool, no surgery. I'm gonna live to be 150.
Kalen,
Yeah.
I have another question.
Yes.
Do you like it when you get to answer my questions?
I like it when I get to answer your questions.
Okay.
Do you want to be interviewed?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. What's your name?
Kiki?
Your name?
That's my nickname.
Oh. I thought it was Kindred.
That's my real name. But
What?
a lot of people call me by my nickname.
What's your nickname again? Kiki?
Kiki like kick.
Oh, you like to kick things?
Not necessarily, but I'm very hyper.
What?
But then, not necessarily, I like to kick things, but I'm very hyper.
Why are you so hyper?
I don't know, I just always am.
What's your dream?
Everything I imagine to come to life.
Wow, that's a good dream.
Because then all my imaginary friends would be here, and I could imagine whatever I'd want. Like, instead of having to pay $1,000 for a Disney ticket.
How much would you rather pay?
Huh?
How much would you rather pay for a Disney ticket?
$10.
I like that. Make it your reality. So you want to be a YouTuber?
Yeah.
Tell me about that. What do you want to make YouTube videos about?
I want to make dolls. I've watched someone called Come Play With Me. Their YouTube channel is about playing with dolls, and it's so cute. And Minecraft. I love playing Minecraft with my cousin.
Ooh. What do you think the meaning of life is?
Well, the meaning of life isn't about the journey. It's about making friends on the way. So that means is the real true meaning of life is finding a way to enjoy it.
How are you doing that?
Doing the what?
How are you enjoying your life?
Well, I just have fun with my cousins and friends. I like to play, and I like to play games on electronics too sometimes. I mean, actually kind of a lot of things, but still.
Do you like mushroom tea?
I haven't tried it, and I
Do
don't
you-
really. I don't
do you
like
wanna try it?
mushrooms. I don't like mushrooms.
Okay.
The moment I stopped liking mushrooms was whenever I saw Toad from Mario. And then also they start tasting bad. after that.
Hey, buddy, you alright?
I don't think it will. But I'm gonna cut that one piece off of it.
For agriculture, there's something that's similar to it. Do you know what I mean?
Homemade salad. So good. Oh, there you are.
All right.
Alrighty.
Be careful. We'll see, baby.
Sorry about the wait there.
Did you hear me in there yelling?
What?
I was in there yelling. I said, "Hey, boy, you coming with me?"
It's us?
Yeah.
right.
This is the old style. You can't, no electrical anything.
Oh, I love it.
It does have air conditioning, but you can open the window if you like.
And it's automatic too.
Yeah, it is automatic, so it's not that old style, is it? I know how to drive stick shift. I was raised in, started driving when I was 12.
Really?
Yeah, 12 or 13.
Jeez. So where are we going?
Well, we're gonna go. We're gonna lead him to the Field of Dreams.
Field of Dreams.
Excuse me, the Field of Dreams movie site. Yeah, the movie Field of Dreams, the beloved movie Field of Dreams, which was shot in 1988 and released in 1989, was shot at this field. Shot at where this house is. It's the same house. It was restored thanks to the Universal, I guess, might have been the one that did it. And since then, it's just turned into an empire. It used to be a simple place. You go there and you play catch with your kids. The field was the same field that they had, and they planted corn every year. And now it's I guess I'll use a positive term. It's blossomed into this mega place now. The good thing is the house is still the same, the field is still the same, but the looming MLB field nearby, you can see, you're able to see some of the structures over there. It sort of changed the landscape a little bit, and it also changed the attitude of most of the people in this town who thinks it's a bit much. They think they lost their town charm. And just, with any progress, there's usually some, there's also some regress and regret. So, it depends who you ask. If you're, I think if you have a vested interest financially, you're probably loving it. I think things really have gone well because house prices have gone up and everything's expensive here. But if you were raised here and used to the small town life, you probably don't like it at all. So it's always going to be a controversial subject in this town. But you have to go there believing in the dream, believing in the mystery, believing in the ghosts.
Mystery.
Right? And so if you go there with that attitude, you're going to have a great experience and you're going to love it, and you just look past all the commercialism. And it's kind of like traveling down the highway, and you just, you ignore all the plastic bottles that have been thrown by the wayside. You just look at the beauty of the land and the beauty of what, because a lot of people there they haven't experienced there. They've seen the movie, and to go there and to see the field and to see the corn and even walk in the corn, I mean, it's life-changing. It's truly life-changing for a lot of people.
Wow.
So it was for us. We came here in the winter 5 years ago. It was snowing and freezing cold, and we still wanted to see it. And we kind of thought then we would have some kind of relationship with it. And so Tucker, my wife, contacted Denise, who was the owner at the time and has since died. She died shortly after that. Terrible. She's very young. But she contacted in and so Tucker was hired to kind of do tours and stuff like, I don't know what they call them. I guess tour guides. But they, he moved into a position where he became the social media coordinator and has been with them for 5 years. So you never know. You might go here and have some kind of experience and say, wow, this is going to be part of my life forever.
Wow.
You never know that. I was talking to one of the players the other day, and he doesn't really like me telling people this because they'll think that he's been drinking. But he said, I've been doing this for 33 years. And he said, you walk out in that corn and there's something that happens. He said, I'm not so sure there's not ghosts. he really believes that. He said. And I don't know. Have you watched the movie?
I did when I was younger, though.
Yeah, we have to watch it again then with new eyes.
New eyes. We could do that tonight.
Yeah, I'm hoping we do. 'Cause I need to actually see. I want to see the guy that I just wrote the story about, Hank. That's what I was working on.
Oh, okay.
Hank was one of the ghost players. He was in the movie, and he's the only one that had a speaking role, although they cut it out.
Oh. Oh, there it is.
They only had it two words. It was like "watch out,"
Watch out.
or "look up," or something like that. I think it was "look out." He told me some things that worked out. I mean, when you get to talking to these guys that have been there forever and they trust you, they tell you some pretty cool things about things that happened there.
That's awesome.
There's a good book. It's actually a very good book from a guy who's now become my friend. His name's Dwyer Brown. And Dwyer Brown wrote the book If You Build It.
Oh.
And Dwyer Brown after that book, he's become very famous, quite frankly. It really catapulted him into the spotlight. And he's just a real good guy. Anyway, so I wrote a magazine story about Dwyer Brown about 6 months ago. And Dwyer Brown, in that book, he kind of details what happened there and the relationships and what it was like. It's just an excellent book if you want to know about the making of the movie and the feelings they had. It was very good.
All right.
I was shocked about how good it really was.
Guess we'll go find out down this road what's gonna lead it to.
Yep, beautiful spot.
Might be able to get in for free.
Well, I do anyway. But
Oh.
I would, if they made you mad, I would make. I mean, you could sort of one of those deals you can always pull rank and do it, but I don't want to. I don't feel like I want to. Not that I have any rank. I don't. I only have connections. Somebody's here. That's right. I'll pay for yours. Well, who's working today? Who's working today? Who's working today? Hello. How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Delaney, huh?
Yep. Have you been here before?
Every day. Yeah. I work at the paper, so I come here a lot.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Sure.
So, but the guy behind me, that family is my family, and I don't feel like that I should probably pay for them to come in.
No, you don't have to. I mean, I don't force anyone to pay anything. It's free, so.
Yeah. I mean, everything is over. I just want them to see the field.
Yeah. I don't.
Now wait a minute. So are you Beth's daughter? No.
No.
What's her daughter's name? She has
Who?
Beth, who works at the newspaper. You don't know her, I guess.
No.
Delaney,
I'm from Bellevue. So.
Do you know Henry, who works in?
Uh-huh.
Well, Henry's my son.
Oh, okay.
You know Tucker?
Tucker, yeah.
That's my son too. All right.
Yeah, I know them for sure.
All right, Delaney. Are they nice to you?
Yeah, they're nice, of course.
Nice
If
to
they
meet
don't-
you, Delaney.
If they're not, you let me know, okay?
Okay.
Wow. Where's Bellevue?
I don't know. She's actually one of the nicest. I mean, that's not nice people. They get what they do is they get all these interns, and they work here. And so some of them. So when we first came here, that barn wasn't there.
Wait, is that the field?
Yeah, right there.
Oh, there's like nothing. It's not like built up or anything. Oh, it's just a
If you look
field
over
in the
they're
distance.
looming on the horizon.
What are they doing there?
Doodle, 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 doodle.
Oh, hey! I thought you were a random person.
It is a random person. You call it right.
So here we are, guys. The field of dreams. Are they playing like a Little League game right now?
Yeah.
Oh, that's adorable.
They have tournaments. They have games all the time.
Wait, so is there just like the light is like in fair play?
They just go a line straight down with the pole where the flagpole is.
The outfield is the corn? Like that's the, if it goes into the corn, it's a home run?
Nobody hits it before, unless, most of the little kids do.
Oh, wow, that's huge. That new stadium.
One of the things that's always one of the attractions is over on that bench over on the right,
Uh-huh.
on the very top bench, Kevin Costner, when he was bored one day, so he carved his initials at the top of that thing and left them in there. He basically said it had to do with the character. He didn't put his names. He probably put Ray loves Annie, I think is what he put on there. But he was just sitting there carving the thing, and they thought, oh, I left it on there. So people, that's one of the things I like to see.
That's cool.
But usually, this is what's unusual, is usually this is just absolutely packed. You can't even walk in here without running into somebody.
Really?
Yeah,
Why is it not?
It's because it's the end of the day.
End of the day.
It's the end of Sunday. Friday it's so packed, Saturday it's so packed. I mean, it's just. What, Tucker?
Tucker?
This is my new friend right here, Kalen.
Kalen, nice to meet you.
He's riding his bike to California.
Is he really?
Yeah, so he wanted to come by, so I took him by.
What's up? How you doing, man?
Good to see you again. Yeah, you got a good night shot.
It was great.
Good, good. Talent takes effect on you. It's kind of nice.
Are we about to start or? Yeah.
Number 21, Ben Spatansky. Number 44, Mason Voss. Number 15, Maddie Freeze. Number 44, Big Zoo. Positive mental health development via creative expression. It is located in the beautiful. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
This is so fun. So America. So baseball. So rural farm life. Tell me when you're about to say something really cool, okay?
Oh God, I don't know. Now batting, number 21, Ben Spotansky.
Nice, dude.
Play ball.
Ooh.
Now batting, number 44, Mason.
So if you remember Henry from last night, he makes the burgers at this place. I'm gonna go say hi. What's up, dude? Burger Man. How many burgers in are you? 400? Sweet, dude. What's up, coworkers? I just wanna make someone have an aneurysm by doing this. They're gonna blow their mind. They're like, what is this, China? This is Iowa. This is the Mushroom Tea Man. He knows all about it.
Wait, K-A-L.
Oh, there's not even no L in there. Jalapenos? Oh, it's a jalapeno now.
No, there is an L, isn't there?
There's an L now. Beef jerky. And
It just says kale. How about Rick?
Well, I mean, that is bad behavior. I mean,
There you go.
there it is.
Hey, welcome to the team, buddy.
Thanks, man. You guys want to be in my video?
oh, really?
Want to be in my video?
Doing what?
It's just like I can just talk to you.
Always ask before you agree. They should post a video. You never know what you're gonna get put in.
Oh, I'm in like every video part. You find me everywhere.
No.
So he's doing vlogging. Boy, bikes with us.
They got me falling.
So where are you
when I was
going?
skiing.
Why are you going? What was your start?
There's the house.
They changed some stuff inside of it, and then after they got done, they said, "Well, we can put it back the way it was." And the owner said, "Oh no, keep it the way it is," because they put all new flooring and windows. so it's been this way. They say you can stay here. It's like $500 a night, but you can stay here if you wanted. But then you can play in the field all night, or you can do whatever. I can probably get it for $250. But the thing is, it's rented all the time now.
Well, let's get the David Lebel tour.
You look over here. You look over there.
It's a barn.
Well, this is the original barn. It even has original things written inside of it. Inside on the wall.
Those windows are original?
I don't know what the windows are, but the inside of it is.
Oh,
I don't
gotcha.
know, but I think it's probably closed. Let me see. About 2 months ago, I photographed Daryl Strawberry here. Daryl
Oh,
Strawberry came
really?
here. Yeah, and he made it. There was some I don't know what religious organization it was, but they had this kind of get together, and he was one of their speakers. So I came in there and crashed the party and photographed it. And then when Tucker graduated from high school, we had his party here.
Oh, that's cute.
I suspect they keep it locked. Yeah, they do. But it's really a great venue. It's kind of expensive to park inside here.
Oh. Tucker can get us in,
Yeah,
right?
he should be in there. This hasn't really changed much. This stand of trees is kind of part of the signature. Try go for the tag. If you try go for the tag.
Now batting, number 22, Bentley Davis.
It's the last inning. Rally caps. Get your rally cap on, man. Come on. Yeah. Looks good. There it is. They're champions of the world.
Up to trophies, parents from both teams can come out and get pictures as well during this time.
Yeah. Okay, we're in the corn.
I saw a bunch of ghosts in there.
A bunch of ghosts in there.
I'm afraid no ghosts.
So we're going in. Basically in the movie, this guy builds a ball field in the middle of the corn, and then a bunch of ghost players eventually emerge out of the corn and start playing a game of baseball. It looks a little bit like this. What do they say in the movie when they walk out? Nothing?
I don't think they say anything. If I do, I don't know it. Actually, this is running right now.
Okay.
I said, this is running right now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going.
Oh, okay, I'm trying to block it.
Okay.
If you build it, they will come. They will come, Ray.
If you build it, they will come.
Are you already going?
Yeah, I'm gonna go run the bases
Okay,
now.
go, take off.
I gotta start at home place. Just like the good old days. 1, 2, 3. Almost took the guy out at home. It's great. Feel the dreams.
I just want to see you with his shoes.
With my shoes? Let me get lower. Guys, I've been wrestling technology for an entire day, but we should be going live in 3, 2, 1. Live. How's it going, guys? I'm back at the house. The Lebels invited me to stay another night, which is absolutely amazing. Which also means it's gonna be my first day without biking. And I feel like I'm starting to value not rushing the journey. Because these experiences are just so cool and life-changing and important and valuable. Today and the past 24 hours have been a moment in time into a family's life, into a town's life, into a state's, into an area's life, into a photojournalist's life, into a hippie that grew up in Ojai, California, a family from Kentucky, a family from Ohio, a family traveling around the country, a family of homeschoolers, all these different things that can label them, but they are not restricted to them in any way. Like, they're so much more than any of that could be. First off, I'm just so grateful for the Lebels. They're absolutely an amazing, forward-thinking, beautiful family. And I'm so appreciative of all the things they've done for me, all the food and this place to stay, and just showing me around the town. Like, we went to the Field of Dreams today. How cool is that? And not only how cool is that, but a local showed us around, gave us the inside tour, whose sons work at the Field of Dreams. Like, that's so cool. And I think this relates back to the value of tradition. In a place like this, we were talking about it earlier actually, you forget the rest of the world exists here. Like, this is our own little island. Everyone is just talking about what's going on within this town and nothing really else. They don't care about what's going on in California or New York or the coast or in, whatever it is. It's just here, man. It's just Dyersville, Iowa. What's happening here? Who's doing what here? And there's something so rooted to that. So pure. Like I was saying earlier, are humans really meant to live 3 million strong, 330 million strong? Or is it better just live like 3,000 strong? Because at that point, you actually are connected and you actually really value your community and the people of your community. And everyone knows each other. Everyone says that. Everyone really knows each other. But I think there is a value to that. David was saying earlier that it's harder to work for a newspaper of a small town than of a big city. Because you can't screw up. Because you're going to see the guy or the girl or the kid at the grocery store or the gas station. So you don't want to misspell their name. You don't want to say something that's not true. It holds people accountable. And that's pretty cool. I would say in cities there is a lack of accountability for your neighbor. There's just too many people that you can't possibly care about your neighbor. Or at least all of them, or even some of them, or even half of them, even like a little bit of them. There's way too many. And so I think that's part of the value of the small town life. Erin, the matriarch of the family, she said something really interesting earlier today. She said, "Isn't it crazy that we've only known each other for like a day? It feels like we've known each other for so long. How cool would it be if everyone just saw some kid standing in front of a Mexican restaurant and invited them into dinner, and then eventually invited them to their house, and eventually spent a day together, or more meals together, or kind of intertwined each other within their family? What if everyone did that? What if everyone was just open arms to everyone, and instead of acting as individual units, we all actually worked as a community? We actually all worked as like one tribe in the best sense of that. Like we were oneness within the place that we chose to share together. She was saying that in Europe, like if you go to dinner, you could start eating with a stranger or a different family or kind of just mesh everything together. But here, for whatever reason, Americans. We're all Americans, but we all want to do everything on our own and not really acknowledge that you can rely on your neighbor, and they can rely on you. And with that, everyone is stronger together. In the Planet of the Apes movies, Caesar says, apes separate, apes weak. Apes together, apes strong.